A very lovely day to you. Welcome to Tweenies Spot show here on TV Sapientia. Tweenies Spot show is that show we've created for young ones between the ages of 11, 12, 13 to young adults of 20, 21, 22. We catch them young. We give them responsibilities, and of course we get to discuss teen issues. And of course my name is Oma, your very sweetheart on radio, TV, and today on Tweenies Spot show I have a very lovely lady. In fact, we've been talking since for the past 30 minutes. We've been talking, and I didn't even know, I didn't even want it to end because we're about to come live. Welcome, Linda Nodiogu.
Thank you very much.
Thank God I did not miss your name.
You're lucky.
Linda is a screenwriter. She's an author. She's an entrepreneur. She's a child sexual abuse advocate. Mm-hmm. She's so many things. She's also a mom of 4 kids. Amazing. Amazing. I told her that her kind of beauty, her kind of body is seen once in 100 years.
Okay, now you're making my head blow.
but that's the truth.
Thank you.
Glad to have you with us on set. Okay, so we'll be looking at creativity, how to unlock the creativity of a teenager. And we found out that teenagers are intelligent, but before instead of using their creativity the right and positive way, you find out that a teenager tends to catch the wrong things. For example, a teenager who goes into Yahoo, it takes intelligence to go into Yahoo.
Of course, yeah.
A teenager who goes into prostitution, it takes intelligence to go into prostitution.
Yeah.
But let's start with a definition of what creativity is all about. What's creativity?
Okay, as a creative myself, I think creativity is making something out of nothing.
Ooh.
Making something out of nothing. Yes. So creativity comes in different forms and types.
Okay.
You have the writers, you have the artists, you have the musicians. Even in different forms and arts, creativity plays a role in different aspects of our lives.
Okay.
So your ability can be tangible or intangible. So what you create in your head, you're a spoken word artist.
Yes.
You don't see it, but you hear it.
And you feel it.
And you feel it. So creativity can be felt, it can be physical, it can be people creating something. The clothes you're wearing were made by creatives.
Yeah.
Even the design on those clothes. So there are different aspects. So as a creative myself and a writer, I believe that every one of us is born with an innate form of, there's creativity in all of us. So it's about discovering it.
Yes.
And harnessing
it.
Yes.
For good.
For good.
Now we've defined what creativity is all about, and we accept that everyone is creative.
It's creative, yes.
Because how can a teenager all of a sudden, how can someone dupe someone of a huge amount of money, or even all those things that they do? Do you know? Let me digress a bit. One of the schools we visited recently, we asked teenagers to write questions. Do you know one of the questions I got was, how can I make money? Now the question is, how can a teenager unlock his or her creativity and use it for good?
The first step in unlocking creativity, first you have to identify what that talent is.
Okay.
So I think the parents play a major role in that.
Okay.
The child too, because as a teenager it means you're between the age of 13, 19.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So at this point you know the things you're inclined or things you naturally move towards. So at that age, if you can think back, you already had your favorite subjects in school.
Okay.
You already had things you do without anybody telling you to do it. Some of at that age, there's some of them have started knitting.
Okay.
During our own time, I think it was knitting.
It was knitting. We all knew how to knit.
So someone like me, I could not knit because I did not have that. Yes, I could not. I tried everything possible to learn knitting. I learned it. But there were classmates that during break period, while we were running around, they were knitting.
Okay.
At that point, they've already found out that their hands are blessed.
Yeah.
So it's about discovering those unique characters and traits in you as a child, even as a child. Even some discover their talents earlier than 13.
Yeah.
Some can sing. Yeah, I went to an event recently and I know she's barely 17, but if you hear her voice, she was already composing songs.
Wow.
without
No.
any form of
Training.
music. So it's about one, identifying what that talent you have is,
Okay.
and understand that talent is not just singing, writing, and there are lots different types of talent, different types of creativity. So as a young person, sit down, introspect.
Okay.
Even you can even casually identify what you like. So for some, it's even maths. It's even solving maths. Finding creative, easy ways to teach. Being a good teacher involves creativity. So once you've identified that talent, feed that talent.
Okay.
If you know what is distracting you, starve it. Starve your distraction and start feeding that talent.
Okay.
Then as a parent, you've identified or you've noticed something your child is good at.
Before we come to the parents, let's look at the teenagers critically. Okay. We've said a teenager should identify their talent.
Identifying the talent.
All right. So
feeding the talent
as well, and starving the distraction.
Yes.
Very important points. Now, the why. Why is it so easy for teenagers to be drawn to the wrong things?
Okay.
Why is it getting increasingly so difficult? Because before we came on set, before we came on air, we were discussing, and I did tell you that during our own time, all we wanted to do was to
Pass jam,
get into school,
pass WAEC, yeah.
Pass WAEC. We are just thinking about, I'm going to be this, I'll be that,
yeah.
I'll be that, I'll be that, I'll be that. But amazingly, interestingly, children of this day, it will amaze you what's going on in their heads.
What they want, yeah.
So why are they drawn to the wrong things?
Okay.
Are there not enough materials available? Are there not enough teaching? The media, are we not doing enough?
Okay.
Child advocates, are we not doing enough? Because everybody is involved.
Okay, I think for us, in our own time, we grew up in a world where we only had to deal with our immediate environment.
Okay.
It was people you're going to school with, people you live with, that were influencing you, your environment, basically. But children these days, teenagers these days, they have to deal with their immediate environment, and then they have to deal with the virtual world.
Okay.
The world has become a global village because of the internet. So a child can be here, and he's already wanting something someone in Dubai or someone in America, someone in Lagos.
Who gives the child the access to the internet?
The television here gives them access to what's happening in other parts of the world. Now listen, during our own time, even the stations we were watching were the local stations.
Yeah.
It was either you're watching Anambra
Broadcasting Service or NTA.
Delta or NTA. But these days we have DSTV. So they are exposed, whether you like it or not, they are exposed to that. Like we have home videos that promote some of those things, those negative vices. You see children leaning towards. Then our society on its own, even the immediate environment. Let's talk about how these days we tend to glorify the negative.
Yeah.
The people they are seeing as the role models, they have very few positive role models, are very few these days, because what sells is the negative. The people you see twerking online, the celebrities that show this kind of lifestyle that is not real. Those fake things, that is what is selling. That's what's going viral. Those people doing positive things, you see people post things that will benefit young children. Nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to comment on it. Nobody's going to
Nobody will even like it.
Nobody will like it. So what these children are seeing out there, the environment is affecting them. The internet is affecting them. They're dealing with peer pressure. People from different home backgrounds, children that do not have good home training. They meet these people in school. They interact with them. So children are gathering lots of baggage
from other people,
from the environment, from the physical and virtual world. So it's a lot of distraction for them. It's a lot of distraction. So that's the reason why most times you see them leaning towards negative. Plus it's the glorification, the things that they feel comes from them. The acceptability. We no longer question the source of wealth in our society these days. We just glorify wealth. We see young girls doing things that year one students or a child in secondary school using phones or living a certain lifestyle that their parents cannot afford and they cannot afford. Still, people do not condemn it. Somehow,
and even if you condemn it, you become the wrong person.
You become the enemy.
You become the enemy. You become the hater.
Yes,
that's
you
the word.
The timid person.
Yes,
you are not exposed. You don't know what's up.
But the thing is, what of a situation where a child is given that home training, he or she has the right value, that value system, that parental guidance was there. But when the child mixes with other children, it seems as if Nothing was done at all.
Okay.
What is that thing that pushes that child away from that home training and makes it look as if the parents did absolutely nothing?
Yeah. So there is something very important when raising a child. It's not just about, raising a morally sound child. It's about raising the character of the child.
Okay.
A child with a sound self-esteem.
Okay.
Because a lot of times teenagers succumb to certain peer pressures because they do not have a strong sense of self.
Okay.
Because they lack confidence.
For the benefit of our viewers, for people who may be hearing self-esteem for the first time, what is self-esteem?
It's a sort of self-awareness.
Okay.
The ability to, know who you are, know where you're going to, where you're coming from. This sense of self-awareness, you're confident.
Okay.
So self-esteem is the positive self-awareness.
Okay.
Being strong in your beliefs, knowing who you are, knowing yourself, where you are, the kind of things you can do and the kind of things you cannot do. Being confident in who you are, basically.
Okay.
That is what self-esteem is.
All right. No, now, considering the topic we are discussing, creativity in a teenager, of course, we know that a teenager needs to have that self-esteem. How can a teenager have that self-esteem to unlock his or her creativity?
Now, I think that self-esteem, that confidence is one of the core, very important value, a very important character a creative needs.
Okay.
Because it takes that confidence for you to bring out or for you to show the world what you're capable of.
Yeah.
As a writer, the first time I wrote my book, it takes a lot of courage for you to bring out that thing you wrote inside your house and tell someone to read it.
How long did it take you to write?
Oh my God. It took for another day. It took a supportive spouse to read it and tell you that this is good. You have something here. But if you're kind of person that maybe you're not strong, you don't have that self-esteem, you don't have that confidence in yourself, there are lots of people that sit on their manuscript for years. There are lots of creative people that need people that can sue, people that can create things with their hands. Yet they are not strong enough to share it with the world because they are afraid of criticism. They cannot stand it. So a teenager who wants to maybe work on their creativity, to develop their creativity, needs that self-confidence and self-esteem to be able to because the truth is that not everybody will like what you do.
Yeah.
No matter what you are, who you become tomorrow.
Sure.
It is impossible for everybody to like you 100%. No. There will be people that will say, what's this rubbish you're doing? You should really go and hide this thing.
I'm telling you.
So it takes you that sense, that character, that self to be able to sit down. I know I have something here.
Yeah.
I know I'm talented. I know to be able to share that thing with the world. So every teenager needs that belief in yourself.
Okay. Now, that belief, how
can you build it?
Yes, how can a teenager build it? Because it's really, really important for a teenager to build his or her belief, his or her confidence in him or herself, self-esteem. Because we've established that teenagers, even adults, fall for peer pressures because of the lack of self-esteem. It's everywhere. You look around you, you see adults doing things that they should not do simply because they want to belong, they want to impress. And that is the same thing with our teenagers. They want to belong, they want to impress. When they are bullied, they can't stand up to bullies. In school, they just want to belong. Now, how can a teenager build from the scratch? Build the self-confidence even when there is no parental support.
Okay.
Because some of our parents believe in talking down on their teenagers. Unfortunately, criticizing them, never making them believe that they can even do it. The little thing they are able to do, all criticism here and there. How can a teenager rise above these things?
It's a mindset thing.
Okay.
It has to do with your mindset. One thing you have to understand in life is that you cannot be good at everything.
Okay.
And at one point or the other, you're bound to fail.
Okay.
Accept it as a natural way of life. Because most times what makes people withdraw into their shell is the fear of failure.
Okay.
Maybe they failed at something before, so they don't want to experience that thing again. So they have to develop that mindset that what's the worst that can happen really? If I come here today and I don't do well, you will not invite me again tomorrow. What's the worst thing that can happen? If I write a book and you don't like it, tomorrow I write another one, you will not read it, but somebody else will still read it.
Yeah.
You have to develop that mindset that you're not perfect, but you have something in you that you want to show the world. You need to develop the mindset that if you fail, it is just, you've just learned that this way does not work. Let me try that
another way.
You have to, that it comes with this confidence thing, believing in yourself. It's about you sitting down and telling yourself, I am specially made by God. I have something in me that nobody else in this world has.
Exactly.
As you're telling you need to start affirming yourself positively. You give yourself, wake up in the morning, like I teach my kids, positive affirmation. As we're going to school on our drive to school, I am beautiful, I am intelligent, I am smart. I learn from my mistakes. I like to hammer on this one. My mistakes make me better. So it's not, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Go out there. If it's just, there are students who cannot stand up and talk in class because they do not want to fail it and people will laugh at them. Ask yourself, when they've laughed at me, what next?
What next? What happens? What else? What else?
See, there are people who are not because I don't like to say someone is not intelligent, because there are different types of intelligence. And all of us who have it to different degrees. These different types of intelligence. So that you're not good at this does not mean you're not good at the other thing. So if you are afraid to talk in class because you think someone will laugh at you,
or you can't get the answer right,
you fail it. Try it. Even if it's the teacher, because sometimes the teachers don't help the matter. You might get up and they'll be like, they'll talk down on you. Dust yourself up.
Oh my!
It is not easy, but over time, just start it today. Today you get. There are people in my class back then. They don't know it, but the confidence with which they will get up and answer that question. You as a teacher, I've thought. You as a teacher, just that you appreciate the fact that they stood up to answer, even if it's off
to make an attempt.
You tried, but you said that. But that child is building confidence for him or herself. So as a child, you believe in yourself. Inspire yourself. Talk to yourself positively. Don't talk and don't let those things, whatever is coming from the outside, don't let it stick in your head. If you keep listening to people say you're not smart, you're dumb, you can't do this, you can't do it. If you let that thing sink, it kills self-esteem. So you need to develop a thick skin and understand that because you don't know maths does not mean you cannot know home economics. That you don't know English, you can know literature. So find those areas you are good at. There are people in your class that they may not be book smart, but they can draw. And people respect them because of that skill. Understand that there is something in you that is special and unique to you. Build on that thing. Learn to come out of your comfort zone. Because people do not achieve much. You cannot achieve anything in your comfort zone. You have to step out. What is the worst that can happen? You fail, you get up, you try again. That is the kind of mind. So it's a mindset thing. Change your mindset. Start believing, because for people to believe in you,
you have to believe in yourself first. You have to believe in what you're doing.
You have to believe in yourself.
You have to go first.
It rubs off. How you see yourself rubs off on the people around you.
Exactly.
If you have low self-esteem, and if it even affects the way you walk. Yes, you cannot hold your head up. You cannot talk confidently. There are people that are not smart, but they have very high self-esteem. They are confident. They will even as they are failing, as they are doing the wrong thing, they're doing it confidently.
And they will feel confident.
And they'll get up. Tomorrow, you see them, because they'll do it again. And there are people that are smart and do not have self-confidence. It's not about intelligence. It's not just about being intelligent. It's about believing in that yourself and building your self-esteem. You can be smart and you have zero self-esteem. Some people will know things, they will not be able to get up and say it because they do not have any confidence in themselves. Even to the point of, it's not just about talking, even writing, they start doubting themselves, even in the exam hall. You see people know something, but they do not believe that they know it or that they can know it. You see them peeping. You see them trying to ask people around them. When at the end of the day, they fail that thing. While originally, what do you think was the right thing?
Was the right thing.
So especially in creativity, it is very important for you to believe in yourself, because it is easy for a creative to start copying. Because as a writer, I might see successful writers and I say, let me start writing like this person. At the end of the day, you cannot copy someone and be as good as they are. You will never stand out. So you need to be strong in character. You need to believe in yourself, to know that there are people, no matter how bad whatever you're doing as a creative, there are people out there that like it. Imagine comedians who have online these days, who have lots of comedians. There are people, you watch their comedy and like, why is this person doing comedy? But still you see thousands of shares, you see thousands of comments, liking people sharing it.
That's some skit.
Some people will like it, some people will not like it. That's just
that's
the basic
how life
thing in life. That's life for you.
Okay, now we just have have like 5 minutes more.
Really?
Yes. Well, okay, quickly, let's look at what the society can do to help a teenager, then also what the parents. But let's start with the parents, because you've talked about what the teenager can do to help him or herself. Now, let's look at what the parents can do to help a teenager to realize and to groom his or her creativity.
Create an enabling environment.
Okay.
So when you've noticed whatever your child is good at, try to enable it, because these days parents believe it's just about school. Most times people that make changes in the world, it's not always about school. So when you found that thing, try to encourage them.
Okay.
Provide materials for them.
Okay.
If your child can write, buy them a jotter. Encourage your child to start putting down journals.
Okay.
That kind of thing. You notice your child can write very well. You notice your child can sing. If he's buying them an instrument, teach them how to play it, or enrolling them in training to do. Encourage whatever talent you notice your child has, and do not talk down on them. Even if it's they learn just one thing, hype them, hail them. You did this, you mean you did this yourself? You made this? Really? That's wonderful. Tomorrow they want to outdo it, so that mommy will praise them.
Yeah.
It's that, even as adults.
Yes.
If you do something to them like, oh my, you say you did this, wow, this is wonderful. Tomorrow you want to come and do something else and show Linda, so that Linda will praise you. It's just human nature. So encourage them, create an enabling environment. And really, the internet these days has given us all something like a level playing ground.
Okay.
Put it out there. My child is doing something like this. There are people who are out there who are growing social media pages for their children.
Yeah.
Their children are not online, but what their children are doing, it's online.
It's online.
There are actors and child actors and actresses. This is their parents that handle their social media.
Exactly.
Put it out there. Become a manager. So once you discovered it, groom it, create an enabling environment,
and not shut it down.
Do not shut it down.
Because one thing I've come to realize in some parents is that, I don't know, maybe because they are not properly informed, some parents try to shut down their teenagers. They don't encourage them, just like you've said. But let's look at the society. What can the society do? Because the teenagers are living in the society. What can they do to encourage teenagers' creativity? Especially to harness it in the positive ways?
I think individually we all have a role. Just passing and encouraging a child that you're doing well, you're doing the right thing. You see teenagers, some of those who build house structures, they want to be architects or whatever in future. You see them, say, even if you don't give them money, encourage them. In schools have a role to play. It's not just about teaching them in classrooms. Encourage those extracurricular activities. There are some of them that are good in sports. Create environments for them where they can practice and learn. Then the government has a role to play too. There are different forms of credit. Just recently, the government of Anambra State organized a fashion show or something.
Yeah,
it's a wonderful initiative. So even if our children in secondary school are teenagers, they cannot participate, but they are seeing it on TV. They are seeing, like, really, there are some teenagers that can sew clothes with their hands, with needle and thread. When they see things like that on TV, it gives them the idea that really I can make a career out of this. That's creating that enabling environment, the society encouraging them, making them see that I can make something out of nothing, and people will appreciate it, people will patronize me, at this point they're no longer thinking of Yahoo, they're no longer thinking of fronts. They have something positive they're thinking about. So in their free time, instead of looking for who to scam online, maybe the boys, they're looking at playing football, they're looking at engaging in sports, even designing, because these days design or sewing or writing is not just for girls alone. So they are seeing positive impact, they're seeing positive role models, and let the society start promoting people doing positive things.
Exactly.
So parents, start exposing your children to positive role models, people they would want to be like. Because role models are important. They're very important. So especially if you discovered your child's talent, try to expose them to people in that line who are doing well, who are impacting the world positively. Let them show them, tell them where the journey is heading. So it helps teenagers stay focused.
Okay. So finally, what advice do you have for teenagers that will help them, unlock their creativity? Considering what you said, there was something you said, that we are all born creatives. So what advice do you have, your final words for teenagers?
Know yourself. Know who you are. Do not allow what is happening in the world distract you. It is you that is important. Okay. Discover yourself. Find yourself. Fall in love with yourself.
Yeah.
Self-awareness will take you places where ordinary intelligence will not take you. Know who you are. Discover. Feed whatever you want to make something out of your life with.
Okay.
Stab your distraction. Stay focused. Stay focused.
Thank you so much, Linda. I can never have enough of you. You're going to come again.
Of course.
Yes, you will come again. We have a lot of discussions to have here on Tweenies Spot Show. Linda has said it all. Know yourself, starve the distraction, and concentrate. That's it from us today on Tweenies Spot Show. I learned so much. Each time I come here on the program, I learn a lot. Thank you so much once again, Linda.
Thank you for having me, Oma.
She's a screenwriter and an entrepreneur.
An author.
A
child sexual abuse advocate.
Child sexual abuse advocate.
So you see, you
She's
can
so
do a
much
lot
more.
You
She's
can
so
do so
much more. She's a businesswoman, a real-time businesswoman.
You can be so much. Do not box yourself.
I'm telling
Unlock
you.
your creativity.
I'm telling you.
You have so much
you.
to give the world.
Yeah, exactly. You have so much to give the world. And I have been Oma, your very sweetheart on Radio TV. I look forward to having you again on Tweenies Spot Show next week. From me to every one of you out there, it's mwah. We love you. Bye-bye.